Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the G Pro X Superlight 2. Now I did recommend a lot of people to not buy this mouse, especially people that already had the original Superlight about like 3 months ago. However, I got this mouse for two big reasons. First of all, it has eager debounce, and basically eager debounce is just a thing that a lot of big brands like just incorporate into their mice, like Razer and Logitech, where it basically is a preventive measure to not double click at all. And that is extremely important to me because I really don't like double clicking. I know Minecraft, you wouldn't expect like somebody that used to play Minecraft a lot say that, but I really just don't like that, especially because I play Geometry Dash a lot, and you know, double clicking is the bane of every Geometry Dash player's existence. But another reason why I got this, and not like another Razer mouse, like I have the Death Adder version 3 Pro right here, is because my Death Adder version 3 Pro, and I've heard on the Viper version 2 Pro even, has a scroll, like a random scroll bind or a random scroll jump issue, where it basically just randomly actuates in-game. And that is extremely infuriating, especially for somebody that has scroll jump, like a scroll bind to jump. So yeah, I just really hate that. It is very, very annoying. And I've only had the Death Adder for only like a year, so that is pretty unfortunate that it has this issue. But another reason why I got this is also shape. And honestly, this shape is amazing. I know a lot of people don't like this shape, but it is really just an amazing shape for me. I really just really like this mouse for a relaxed claw. The biggest problem I have with this mouse, just overall quality impressions, let's go over everything. Biggest problem I have with this, just out of the box, like stock-wise, are the skates, or the mouse feet. Like, they are very scratchy, and this is not a rough pad at all. This is the Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn. This is like a pretty decently like medium control like pad. It is pretty smooth on a lot of other mice. Like even my Rocket Cone Pro Air is like very quiet, and this is a $30 mouse. At least it was on sale. But my Death Adder version 3 Pro also has pretty good stock skates. This, on the other hand, is very scratchy, and it's very noticeable. Just kind of demonstrate that again, just how bad these stock skates are, and they are not great. They're not like the worst thing in the world, but it really has that kind of feeling to it where, you know, after you replace like stock skates with like brand new ones for like the same company, it really just does feel like that, where like they aren't worn in yet. It really just feels like that. Maybe they do need to be worn in, I don't know, but just out of the box they really don't feel that good. But the biggest problem I have quality wise, not like stock wise, just, you know, what you come to expect out of the box, is the scroll wheel, because it isn't that big of a deal, but it is just a minor issue, is that you can kind of hear it. It really just feels like the scroll wheel is kind of like hitting up against something. It feels like a very rough kind of texture, like kind of scroll. It's not like tactile in a way. I mean, like just rough kind of feeling, especially when you like go up and down. That's like that kind of click, like kind of click feeling you kind of heard. I don't know, but it really just kind of feels a little bit awkward. But if I want to be honest, again, this is a minor like kind of complaint, because I'm not going to be like furiously scrolling up and down a lot. I'm just mainly just going to be, you know, using like a normal scroll wheel, just scrolling up and down. So it's not that big of a deal, but again, still is a minor issue. But another thing that is a little bit of a downgrade compared to a lot of other top mice are the side buttons. A lot of people might prefer these side buttons like other mice because they are very quiet and they don't have a ton of travel, which is a good thing in my opinion. For example, like the Cone Pro Air, because it has so much travel, there is a lot of like springiness, especially on the return. These don't have that at all, basically. But it is, again, still pretty mushy feeling compared to like my Death Adder, for example. So, yeah. But honestly, the biggest quality thing that I really like about this mouse, besides the build quality, because it's stellar, it has no problems, there's no creaking, no flexing, nothing. The biggest quality thing that I really like about this mouse, just out of the box, are actually the switches. A lot of people really did not like the switches when they came out, but at least on my copy, Maybe it's because I got them later. Maybe it's because I got this mouse later than a lot of people when it first came out. But these feel great. They are very, very tactile, and they're not like super light or anything like my Death Adder version 3 switches are. But these are the most tactile switches I've ever had on any mouse ever. And I really do like tactile click feeling, so I really like these switches a lot. These are honestly probably the best switches I've ever had on any mouse. These feel great, and I don't really feel like they're too heavy either. And even if I do feel like they might be too heavy at times, they will be worn in over time. A lot of people say they just become lighter over time anyway, so yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Especially these newer copies where they aren't as heavy as the older ones when they first came out. But yeah, that's basically it. These switches just feel great. However, the right one does kind of sound a lot more metallic than the left. So yeah, it does kind of sound a little bit metallic-y, kind of springy, but it doesn't feel like that. It just kind of sounds like that. But it's, again, extremely minor nitpick. It's not something I'm gonna be noticing in game. But yeah, just overall going over everything before I go. Scroll wheel is the biggest quality issue I have, and even then, again, not that big of a deal. I actually had this issue again on my original X1R, so it's not exclusive to like Logitech or anything. This is a decently common scroll wheel issue. I just wish companies paid more attention to the scroll wheel and just the scroll wheel feeling, because yeah, this doesn't feel amazing, but it still feels fine enough. And again, I'm not going to be like furiously scrolling up and down anyway, so I'm not going to be really feeling like that kind of like clicking and hitching kind of feeling where it kind of feels like it's hitting up against the mouse or feels like kind of rough. I'm not going to be really feeling that most of the time. So yeah, that's the biggest quality issue, just out of the box issue. Biggest issue is, again, stock skates. They're not good at all. I don't even know if I'm gonna replace them. If they get on my nerves, just that kind of like scratchy kind of sound, I'll replace them. But I don't know. I won't replace them yet because I haven't even like tested this out in game. If I'm gonna be honest, I just got this mouse only like an hour ago. So yeah, I haven't really had time to test this out yet. But yeah, that's basically it, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.